Exactly 1 year ago today, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was released into theaters, and since it is a horror movie, well, I mean, barely. Anyways, since it is a horror movie, it fits the ongoing theme I have for the month of October about making videos on spooky related subjects. And just like I did with my Minecraft movie video, I do first want to give a little history on the game series that the movie is based off of. Now before we begin, instead of asking for a like, subscription, and a comment, which you should do by the way, I want to do something a little different, and give a shout out to someone. And that person is a commenter named My Name One Simona. I hope I said that right. And this person correctly guessed what topics my upcoming videos would be about, which is pretty impressive. Alright, now let's get into the video. So the first Five Nights at Freddy's game was released on August 8th, 2014, and it was created by one person, a man named Scott Cawthon, who had created several video games before Fnaf. Yeah, in case you don't know, for the rest of this video, I will be referring to Five Nights at Freddy's as Fnaf. From what I can tell, the first game that Scott created was in 1993, and was titled Doofas, and looks like Peak to me. Also, Doofus here looks exactly like the Little Nerds mascot, right? Surely I'm not the only one that thinks that. And after his first game, Scott would continue to make new games. But games were not the only thing that Scott was creating. He also made several animations, and these animations by Scott were usually religious. And this carried over to some of his games too. For example, Scott made a game based off of Pilgrims Progress, and I gotta compliment some of Scott's character models. Here's a character from the game named Souldozer. John Bunyan probably would have died just by looking at this dude. In 2013, Scott released a game titled Chipper & Sons Lumber Co., and this game received lots of criticism. A common criticism was how disturbing the characters in the game looked. The unintentional creepiness of the characters was even compared to that of an animatronic, and yeah, they weren't wrong. The complete failure of Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. made Scott, who was working as a cashier at a Dollar General at the time, reconsider his attempts of making a career out of video game development. And he was ready to drop it completely, but he was not done yet. He was gonna try one more time. And this time, he took the criticism from Chipper & Sons, and made something unlike all of his other games. An actual horror game, about sentient animatronics who try to hunt down the player. And as you know, that game was titled Five Nights at Freddy's, which was released on August 8th, 2014. And unlike all of his previous games, this one was an immediate success. And a lot of this success can be attributed to popular YouTubers who played the game on their channels. Although the gameplay was very simple, people did really enjoy it at the time. Another factor that drew people into the franchise was its convoluted lore, which people are still trying to solve to this day. On November 11th, 2014, the sequel to the game was released. Yes, it only took 3 months for a sequel to release. Then the third game was released on March 2nd, 2015. Then on July 23rd, 2015, the fourth game was released. And this was meant to be the end of the series, but nope, it kept on going. And it has kept on going till now, and it shows absolutely zero signs of slowing down. So now that you have some backstory behind the original games, we can now take a look at the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which was first revealed to be in development on April 7th, 2015, a bit over a month after the third game was released, after the rights to make the movie were acquired by Warner Brothers. Then on July 28th, it was stated that Gil Kenan would direct the movie. And for a while, that's all that was known. Gil Kenan would occasionally make some cryptic posts online. Then information on the movie just stopped. Until in 2017, when Scott made a post online talking about how the movie was back at square one. At some point, Scott and Warner Brothers split up. And in 2018, Scott posted a little teaser online that showed the movie would now be produced by Blumhouse, which is a part of Universal/Comcast. In this picture, we can also see who the director was intended to be. Wait, what? Freddy? Oh, never mind, that was just a joke. The actual director was revealed to be Chris Columbus, and I gotta say, I would want no one else to direct the Five Nights at Freddy's movie than the guy who discovered Oh, wait. It is not that Chris Columbus. It's this Chris Columbus, the dude who directed Home Alone. Yeah, that makes more sense. Scott would then make another post online, stating he had written a script with his co-author, Kira Breed Risley, who was his co-author on some of the Fnaf books. Scott stated that Jason Blum, the CEO of Blumhouse, and Chris Columbus both liked the script. Scott even teased the possibility of future installments in the franchise that would be based off of the second and third game. The movie's release date was also projected to be sometime in 2020. Alright, so the movie is looking good now. We got a script ready, possibilities of a sequel if the first does well, and less than a month after this post, Scott made another stating he tossed the script because he had a different idea for it. In 2020, Scott made a Reddit post titled, "Bad News About the Fnaf Movie." In the post, Scott talked about some of the possible scripts for the Fnaf movie that were put forward but ended up going unused, except for the last one, the Mike screenplay, which was the one that Scott settled on. And the bad news about the Fnaf movie that the title of the post hinted at was that there would be no more new scripts because the one was already chosen. It was a little trick on his part. So in the Reddit post, Scott stated that the movie was set to begin filming in spring of 2021, but in September of 2021, Jason Blum stated that the movie was still having script issues, and also that Chris Columbus had left the project. Great, more setbacks. And we got no information until August 2022, when Jason Blum revealed that Jim Henson's Creature Shop would be creating the costumes and animatronics for the movie. Then in October of 2022, it was revealed that Emma Tammy would direct the movie. Then in December, we got some cast announcements. And oh my lord, it's actually happening. The movie was then scheduled to begin filming in New Orleans in February of 2023. And shockingly, it actually happened this time. The movie had a budget of $20 million, and filming wrapped in April of 2023, with the scheduled release date set to be October 27th, 2023. Then on May 6th, 2023, the internet got its first real look at the movie, when its trailer was somehow leaked online, because of course it was. But the official trailer was released on June 27th, 2023. Then the second trailer was released on August 30th. It was also revealed that the movie would release in theaters, but also on Peacock. And there was some discussion online on whether that would hurt the movie financially. But we'll get there. Then the movie finally released to, mostly negative reviews from critics, but pretty positive reviews from general audiences. The movie in all made a whopping $297 million, which is really good for a movie with a budget of $20 million, especially since it released on Peacock the same day it was released in theaters. But one thing that both critics and general audiences agreed on was that the animatronics looked fantastic. Jim Henson's Creature Shop did a great job of making them look like they came straight out of the game. But that was not the only thing that made the movie feel authentic. There was a pretty elaborate set for the pizzeria that looks like a real arcade/restaurant. And some Five Nights at Freddy's YouTubers got to go to the set and see some of the animatronics up close. And you probably know, but there were actually a good amount of YouTuber cameos in the movie, but there was one that was missing, Markiplier, who is not exclusively a Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber, but he is someone who still follows the franchise closely, and was also one of the larger YouTubers who played the game when it first came out. He was intended to be in the movie. He was going to play the security guard in the beginning of the movie that gets killed off pretty much instantly. Yeah, that was supposed to be Markiplier, but sadly due to scheduling conflicts, he could not make it. Recently, teasers have begun to be released for the sequel to the movie, and filming is set to begin, really soon. And it is set to be released on December 5th, 2025. Hopefully, it does not get delayed. And it does seem pretty likely that a third movie will be released because Matthew Lillard, the actor for William Afton in the movie, has already stated that he signed a 3-movie deal. So the third movie, if I had to guess, will probably be coming out sometime in 2027 or early 2028. Well, there you have it. A look back at the troubled history behind the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And if you did enjoy this video, a subscription, a like, and maybe even a comment would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.